Right, Blender, new series. Let's kick it off.
February 2025. Autosave stopped working. An outdated add-on silently disabled the feature. The safety net every user relies on when the application crashes was not running, no notification. An extension installed for an unrelated purpose quietly broke the crash recovery. December 2023. Autosave inconsistent across 3 versions. Hours of work lost because the last save was from hours earlier. July 2023, 3 to 4 hours of modeling gone after a crash. The community advice is to check temporary files. The advice assumes the user knows they exist. Blender. First source file. 2nd of January 1994. Survived a company failure in 2002. Rescued by a campaign that raised over €100,000 in 7 weeks. Free, open source, improving faster than any paid competitor in the category, and carrying an autosave system that can fail without the user knowing it has stopped. The creator wrote the first source files at a Dutch animation studio in 1994. The software started as an internal tool for production work. A company called Not a Number Technologies took it commercial in the late 1990s. The company failed in 2002. The code was owned by investors. The future was uncertain. The creator established a foundation in May 2002 and launched a crowdfunding campaign to buy back the source code. The community raised approximately €110,000 in 7 weeks. On the 13th of October 2002, the software was released under an open source license, free to use, free to modify, free permanently. The 2019 release was the moment the software reached a mainstream audience. A rebuilt interface, a real-time render engine that made viewport previewing accessible. The community that had tolerated years of an unintuitive interface suddenly had a tool that felt modern. Late 2023, version 4 launched with a revised material system. By March 2026, version 5.1 is the current release. Long-term support versions at 4.5 and 4.2 serve studios that need production stability, while the main branch moves rapidly. The development fund sustains the work without venture capital, without advertising, and without subscription fees, funded by the community that uses it. The autosave failures are the recurring concern the community discusses openly. The February 2025 incident is the most instructive because it demonstrates that autosave is not independent of the add-on ecosystem. An extension can disable it without notification. The user believes the safety net is active. It is not. The December 2023 thread documents the same problem across 3 different versions with no resolution. The July 2023 crash cost 3 to 4 hours. A power outage in September 2023 corrupted the project file entirely, and the user could not open the autosave either. In April 2024, a crash left the application unable to reopen at all. The process disappeared from the system task list. The user could not restart the software until the underlying conflict was resolved. The pattern across these incidents is cumulative rather than catastrophic. Each individual loss is hours of work. The aggregate effect on trust in the save system is substantial. The crash recovery system exists, but requires prior knowledge to use. A backup file with a different extension is created alongside the main project file. Temporary files are written to a system directory. A session recovery option is available in the file menu after a crash. Each of these mechanisms works. None of them are discoverable by a user encountering a crash for the first time. The community advice in every crash thread follows the same pattern. Check the backup file, check the temporary directory, use session recovery. The advice is correct. The fact that it needs to be given in a forum thread rather than surfaced by the application is the design gap. The procedural node system has a portability limitation the community documents. A node graph that works in one project file can break when appended into another. The setup functions correctly in isolation. The transfer fails. For a workflow that relies on reusing procedural setups across projects, the portability friction adds time to every transfer. The product in 2026 provides modeling, sculpting, rigging, animation, simulation, compositing, video editing, and rendering in a single application that costs nothing. The real-time render engine with graphics interface support provides viewport quality that was reserved for commercial tools 5 years ago. The path-traced render engine produces photorealistic output. The procedural node system is mature enough for production pipelines. The two-dimensional and three-dimensional hybrid drawing tool enables animation workflows that no other application in this comparison replicates. The video sequence editor received processing acceleration and editing improvements in the 2026 development roadmap. The rapid development pace is both the strength and the source of the version compatibility concern. From the 2019 interface revolution to version 5.1 in 7 years, the feature additions have been substantial. The cost of that pace is that project files from older versions occasionally require adjustment when opened in newer releases. The long-term support versions mitigate this for studios. Individual users on the current branch experience it as a minor but recurring friction. The animation and rigging pipeline gap relative to the dominant commercial competitor is the limitation studios cite when explaining why they have not migrated. For large character animation productions with established pipelines, the commercial tools' integration with production management systems and rendering infrastructure remains stronger. For independent artists, freelancers, students, and small studios, the gap is either irrelevant or acceptable, given the cost difference between free and a commercial subscription. Someone starting in three-dimensional content creation with no budget should use this software. The breadth of capability at zero cost is unmatched. The learning resources produced by the community exceed what any commercial tools ecosystem provides. The autosave should be configured explicitly during the first session. Do not rely on defaults, save manually and frequently. Learn where the backup and temporary files are stored before the first crash occurs. The safety net works when configured correctly. Trusting it to work without verification is the pattern that produces the loss. Someone evaluating the software for studio production should use the long-term support versions rather than the current branch. The stability of the long-term versions reduces the version compatibility friction the current branch introduces. The animation and rigging pipeline gap should be evaluated against the specific production requirements rather than assumed. For many production types, the gap is narrower than the industry perception suggests. Someone using commercial software and considering migration should understand what the cost difference provides and what it does not. The commercial tools provide pipeline integration with production management and rendering infrastructure that the free software does not replicate. The free software provides a broader feature set at zero cost with a community development model that adds capabilities faster than the commercial release cycles. The migration is a philosophy decision about whether pipeline integration or cost and breadth matter more for the specific workflow. Someone concerned about the autosave reliability should configure the save interval, verify it is active after installing any add-on, and maintain a manual save discipline independent of the automatic system. The feature works when it is running. The risk is that it stops running without indication. Verification after any add-on change is the mitigation the application does not enforce automatically. The creator who wrote the first source file in 1994 at an animation studio in the Netherlands and rescued the code from a failed company through community funding, built the most significant free creative tool in the three-dimensional industry. The software survived because its users wanted it to exist. The development fund sustains it because its users want it to continue. The autosave system that fails without warning is the imperfection in a tool that otherwise provides professional-grade capability at a cost no commercial competitor can match. Save manually. Configure autosave explicitly. Verify it after every add-on installation. The work the software enables is extraordinary. The responsibility for protecting that work falls on the user more than the application currently acknowledges. The software is free. The discipline of saving is the cost it does not charge.